Okay, class, today we are working on solving equations using multiplication and division. And the objective, I can solve multiplication and division equations and apply it to real-world problems. First, it's important that we learn some key vocabulary. The multiplication property of equality says that when you multiply both sides, so write in the words both sides, when you multiply both sides of an equation by the same non-zero number, both sides will remain equivalent or the same. What you do to one side, you must do to the other. So here's an example. If you have x divided by 4 equals 4, in order to get x by itself, instead of dividing by 4, you're going to do the opposite operation and multiply by 4. So you multiply this side by 4, and you multiply this side by 4, and so this says times 4, not x4. Times 4 times 4, and 4 times 4 is 16, so x equals 16. Okay, the multiplicative inverse says the product of any non-zero number and its reciprocal is equal to 1. Remember that any whole number always has an invisible 1 underneath it. So example, 2 equals 2 over 1. It's the same thing. Okay, let's go over some examples of this. 5 times 1/5 is 1 because 5 by itself is the same as 5 over 1. So if you look, 5 times 1 is 5, 1 times 5 is 5, 5 divided by 5 is 1. 1/3 times 3 is the same as 1/3 times 3 over 1. When you multiply them straight across, you get 3 divided by 3, which equals 1. Okay, division property of equality. When you divide both sides of an equation by the same non-zero number, both sides will remain equivalent. What you do to one side, you must do to the other. So if you're given the equation 4a equals 12, to get a by itself, since it's being multiplied right now, you do the opposite operation, you do the inverse. You divide by 4, both sides. If you go 4 divided by 4, you're just left with the a, and 12 divided by 4, you're left with 3, so the answer is 3. Also, just on a side note, remember that 1a is the same. I'm going to pull it, make it a little bit bigger. Remember that 1a is the same as a. 1 times a equals a. Okay, if you'll flip it over, we're going to do some together, and then we'll pause and let you try them on your own. So 5b equals 30, so we'd make our railroad track, of course. We want b by itself. Right now, 5 is being multiplied by b. So to get b by itself, we're going to divide by 5. Why? Because 5 divided by 5 is 1. 1b is the same as b. Okay, but what we do to one side, we have to do to the other side. So I'm going to divide this by 5. So I find out that b equals 30 divided by 5, which is 6. Okay, second problem we'll try together. 3 equals p divided by 6. Well, we want to get p by itself, right? Right now p is being divided by 6, so to get p by itself, we do the opposite operation, or we multiply by 6, right? Because 6 divided by 6 is 1, leaving us with just p. But what we do to one side, we must do to the other side, so 3 times 6 on this side. So p equals 3 times 6, which is 18. By the way, always check and see if you got it right. Plug in 18 for p. Is 18 divided by 6 3? It is, so we know we did it correctly. Okay, and the third one here, y divided by 9 equals 8. Right now, y is being divided by 9. Do the opposite of division. We multiply by 9 to get y by itself. What we do to one side, we have to do to the other side. So y equals 8 times 9, which is 72. If you'll go ahead and try these 3 problems right here, that would be fabulous. And then come bring them to me so you can get your 2 tickets and get it checked off. Thanks, and have a great day.